Yo, back with another weekly video. What is up? We're talking to the boys. What is up with Soldier Boy? Soldier Boy right now is he's captured in ice. Spoilers by the way. Yeah, spoiler alert. But yeah, Soldier Boy is captured in ice. And so, what's his game plan? Well, he can't do anything. But Soldier Boy, right now, as of right now, Soldier Boy is still an arrogant, cocky asshole, entitled asshole that just says a bunch of sex words. Hillary Clinton, like my Clinton, back in '99 or something like that. But then what? What is Soldier Boy? He's a cheater. He flirts, tries to advance with women when he was, dating Crimson Countess. And then he apparently had the love of his life, Clara, in fucking Vault Rising. Coming soon, baby. Make sure to watch that. The main problem, Soldier Boy, is there's always telling us. They're telling us he's a horrible person. They're telling us he was a fake motherfucker. He was a crybaby. He pissed his pants. He didn't storm Normandy. He didn't do any type of war at all. But then you just have moments where just that completely contradict his character. Like the cool guy attitude fits well with him. He manages to pull off that cool guy attitude so well that it even fools the viewers and be like, this guy's a fake. This guy didn't do a single thing during his prime. He was just literally a celebrity. He was literally just a mascot. And not a single combat war, not a single experience, nothing. Nothing at all. I just rewatched season 3, and yeah, it's just nothing. I mean, like, there's just so much. There's no backstory of like a flashback of him besides the payback scene where where like the mosquito guy perishes with Mallory. Besides that, there's nothing else. There's nothing else, and also, but we do have the Black Noir, schizophrenic scene where he talking to his imaginary friends, and he beats them. So, good narrator from Noir. I love Noir. He was my favorite. But there's just no real backstory. It's just the fact that his awful actions are never shown. We don't see him be this, like in the past, be this entitled asshole. And you're like, oh, that's the point of Vault Rising. First of all, Vault Rising was never thought of back then. So all that was just, say so. The legend going like, oh yeah, he's not real. Like, he's fake. No balls, no none of that. Nothing at all. Like, he's all show. And then, Soldier Boy knows how to use a gun. Soldier Boy knows how to fight. Well, mostly because he's probably just throwing, big old gorilla swings. But, he's not that much of a fucking idiot. But it's the fact that he does this, I guess his persona, his tough guy act, very good. That to the point where even he himself believes it. Since he started crying. Not crying, but he started, like, whining how his whole, like, fame and, like, his team abandoned him. And, like, he fought the Nazis. Like, I was the one that I stormed Normandy. How do you lie to yourself that good that you genuinely believe it? Or does he not? Was he just, like, throwing a hissy fit over something he never had? Which I don't get. Like, you're telling us he's this fake guy, but he just lies to himself that he's this great guy. And his whole PTSD thing with the Russians exploding people, and oh yeah, character acts like that. It shows Soldier Boy, being chill. He didn't mean to kill those people. Like, that sounds very bad, but no, he, like, his PTSD, made him blow up because the sounds of Russians were making his mind go crazy, and so he just blows up on accident. And he was actually heartbroken by that. He wasn't like crying, but there was a distraughtness on him, and you're just like, damn, this is a guy that, like, supposedly just is his own asshole. He doesn't care about anybody, and then he's just a horrible being. Maybe his time in Russia, changed him. Over like 50 years of being tortured. Vault Rising ad going on in my Vault Rising ad playing in the middle of go back. My boys series finale playing in the middle of my Vault Rising movie ad. I'm like, what is going on? Season 5 being a complete shill for Vault Rising. The moment after episode 2, the moment he came out of his cryo chamber, and that's all he talk about is the past. Bombsight's now there, and they're giving this complete character arc for characters we never met. Like, I'm guessing that Bombsight scene in episode 6 is gonna be really cool. When we actually get the context of Vault Rising, but as of right now, it means nothing. You're using your series finale for complete ad, as a complete shill for a different project that would literally won't matter to the story at all. Since the series is done, what do you get from a story you told basically 100 years ago? Characters, you get the Nazi coming back. You get she's coming back. She's all giddy or something. They're in love with Soldier Boy apparently, even though it just felt like a one-time thing from the way he described her. Remember when she a firecracker? That is not how you describe the love of your life. Just a quick little she was fine, and then it just completely ruins everything because fat chud running around the internet. But what does he got to do? This story is horrible, and unfortunately for me, I still might buy a purchase ticket for that 4DX screening. Oh, tone of episode 6 ending. Butcher literally screams, "Run!" or Whisper screams, "Run!" Homelander cussing out. And the next episode's a song and dance. What? What happened? We don't get to see the aftermath. I thought like that was the part where Homelander, like, after he fully the V1 enters his bloodstreams, he's gonna like awaken. He's gonna hear that the boys are there, like, and then scramble one, and he's gonna go at least kill one of them. No, probably like a whole week has passed since that scene. I'm guessing because that's usually how they do things when it comes to these episode formats. Not like as in real time. I mean like as in the boys' time, because they had enough. They had enough to build the machine for Kimiko. Homelander has now organized everything more. Like he's done his little Jesus screening, and it's just like, what? That whole tone shift. Something must have happened behind the scenes in order to, become absolute dog shit. Just back to Soldier Boy for a little bit. The worst thing we've ever seen him do on screen would be like abusing his teammates from Payback. And that's really all I could remember. Everything else he did out of the benefit of, in season 3 wise, benefit of killing his own teammates and getting Homelander. And so we're still rooting on his side, yo. If it wasn't for, supernatural actor playing him, I feel like people would not like his character. Like he brings out this whole charm and charisma that is just so I say beautifully executed. Since it's fun, his little voice deep down is switched to make himself more big macho man. Like, yeah, I did that. Summary is, why are you just telling us he's a bad guy and not really showing us? Like Soldier Boy's character is all like, I guess you could call it propaganda. I know he's a bad guy. He's supposed to be a bad guy. He's the opposite of Captain America. He's supposed to be this asshole, arrogant, heartless, selfish guy that just, is completely opposite of Captain America, who brings hope and righteousness, I guess. Avengers or something. And then Homelander, to be a baby. I do love their dynamic. Yeah. Their dynamic though with Soldier Boy and Homelander, it's really nice. That father and son like bond that they have is really chill. and then Clara has to ruin it by her coming back somehow. But that's it. He's a nice. He is all no talk, Soldier Boy bias as of right now since I had the Mayfix figure over there. But yeah, he's an asshole, bad guy. Do something like he doesn't even kill like civilians at all. He doesn't. We don't see him using it. All his talks. He could be lying when he has all these sex stories. He could be lying. If he lied about his storming on Normandy, what's stopping him from just being like, the queen sat on his face? I fucked a celebrity name over here back in '79. So he'd just be lying his ass off too. Because he's just a good ass liar. He believes himself. And then I just hate that. Alright. But episode 7 coming out. I mean, episode 8. Final episode of The Boys. Might watch it in theaters, might not. What do y'all think? What is Soldier Boy? That's the title. What is Soldier Boy? And then everything's gonna get contradicted now in Vault Rising. Let me just prolong the video now. Vault Rising is gonna completely negate everything. He's probably gonna be less racist. He's probably gonna be less anti protest or some shit. More hippies assemble or something like that. Like we also get another story of him, blasting fire hoses against what is presumably, protests of peaceful protests against, I guess, Black Lives Matter, or something like that. Since we just get a little glimpse, like he used a fire hose on protesters. Whether it's I forgot, I need to rewatch the episode, but every bad action of him was from the past, and it's just dialogue. So obviously he's not the main focus of, at least, well, he kind of is. So you still could at least give us a flashback or two of why you're telling us he's such an asshole. But all of this talk and his whole character actions that just contradict everything that's been told. And all he really brags about is just having sex. But man, I haven't fought that hard in years. Ooh, firecracker. You a firecracker. Firecracker. Clara. So Clara would have wanted. Clara. There's a little Clara. I dreamt about my girlfriend, Crimson Countess, for years when I was being tortured. But Clara, you forever in my heart, girl. What's up? Hit me up. You still gone? And also, Vault Rising is gonna explain, I guess, how their breakup happened, or maybe I'm gonna guess this for Liberty. Liberty is gonna somehow go missing or get captured, so a fake death will happen, so that way Soldier Boy cries for her and he's like, oh, technically he never cheated, technically they never broke up, that's why he still loves her, and so she just happened to die. Or Vault Studios was like, hey, yo, by the way, what you're doing right now, knock it off, go to Germany and do some shit. Where was she for all these years, dude? That's it. That is Soldier Boy. He's awful. Like, I'm not liking the direction of the season. I enjoy the aspect of it. I like some scenes, but this season's like, you're using your series finale to still put in these crappy butt jokes, dick jokes, two animal soups sniffing each other's butt. You're wasting valuable time just doing something that would have been happening like in season 2. Like, get in the game, bro. This is your final episode now. Your final episode's coming, and so if those posters aren't gonna be in the episodes, what are you doing? If I don't see Homelander somehow destroying the Earth, or the boys destroying Vault Tower, what are you doing? We haven't gotten any episode glimpses of episode 8, besides one where there's a fake edited Frenchie, because he's dead, and they're in this little house the boys in, and then Butcher's like, come on boys, Let's have this one last hoorah. And then there's another one scene where they're all walking past a van. They're just walking past the van, and that's it. I'm pretty sure those are the only two scenes from the trip from all the trailers. They're the only scenes from episode 8, since everything else has happened. Also, where's Ryan? I'm just going off how awful this season has been, but they just threw everything out the window. Ryan's whole gimmick of him being the one to defeat Homelander, literally they probably had that mindset since the end of season 1, and then now it's completely thrown out the window. Ryan gets his ass beat and then runs away, and then Sister Sage is now stupid. Apparently, they nerfed Marie. Her blood manipulation is now weak, and she can't control it. Apparently, even though she perfectly revived she revived people. She gave back. She healed tumors. She healed a whole deceased, crepit, burnt corpse that was like what 80 years old. And she somehow can't just control her powers. She can, make fucking the Homelander twist his balls when he does something. It's no use this season. Alright, bye.